First of all, you're approaching a 10. A lot of average dudes out here expecting this king treatment from us queens. A lot of guys out here, they are a 6 or 7 at best.
If you want how we like to classify ourselves, the 1%er, the 10%er, the 15%er, you have a whole line of people you will compete with for this man.
And you can't wait, especially now that, you know, all four of us are divorced.
I have always considered myself an alpha female, and entering this dating world while dominant, just wonder how that's working out for you guys.
Because it's really just saying that you're strong and independent, you're assertive.
I've never successfully dated an alpha female for a lot of different reasons.
So my topic is, he's a 10 or not.
Why is she looking at me, huh? Hey, I'm a 10. So she not talking to me.
Know that he thinks he's a 10.
I'm a 10.
But no.
All right, gentlemen, let me tell y'all like this. Let's hit the big screen real quick. Gentlemen, we don't talk in 10s. That's not the language of men. Let me make sure to reiterate in case none of y'all understand. Gentlemen, you are either an incompetent man or male, whatever you want to be classified as. And then from there, it goes to competency. So you're competent, or then after that, you hit the next round, which is competitive. And then after you hit the competitive level, you, once again, very few will get to this level, but then you become dominant at what you are. So gentlemen, don't worry about being a 1 through 10. Worry about whether or not you're a dominant or competitive man. Now let's get back to this video so we can finish paying attention.
You know, it's a lot of average dudes out here expecting this king treatment from us queens.
Okay, queens. We're going to keep paying attention. All right.
A lot of guys out here, they are a 6 or 7 at best.
Gentlemen, it's okay to be completely average. As long as everything else that I've covered, you are above the competency level. Don't worry about how average you look. We don't do looks around here. Listen, shout out to JB. We're not trying to be a show horse. We are the workhorse. Let's get back to the video.
And they feel like we're supposed, first of all, you're approaching a 10.
Right? Nope, I got to do it.
You have disgraced yourself, and you must be punished.
Come on now, listen. A 10? Gentlemen, a 10? I know you're like, Sarge, don't do it. You know, I'm not going to do it. We're going to let her live today. But a 10? See, here's the problem. People don't know what 10s are because everyone's ego is so inflated nowadays. Everyone is walking around as supposedly 10. There are very few 10s in this world. We're not going to talk about the age. We're going to leave the age alone. But we're just going to take a look. That, ma'am, once again, not that you are unattractive, but you're not a 10. Nowhere near close. Unless we're talking about financial. We'll get to that in a second.
You're approaching it. And then you want them to treat you like you're a 10. So tell me, Melita, what do you think about that? Especially, and I would say this is probably more prominent over 45.
Their podcast information is down below. Please go check them out. Go give them a subscribe if you like what they're talking about.
When you're dating over 45, these men got gout. They got a bad knee.
She is going hard, y'all.
That gout. They got a bad knee. Yes. They sleep with a CPAP machine. They do. I've been there, done that. I'm just saying, you are a 7 at best, boo. And
gentlemen, we keep talking about these numbers. Gentlemen, if you're a 7, congratulations. That means I'm pretty sure if we're looking at 7 on my scale, that means you're a millionaire. Keep doing your thing.
Then you want to tell me, oh, you need to do this. And you got me straight.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, think about it. When we're in our 40s, we can date the daddy or the son.
So now, let me translate what she meant by that. You can have relations with the dad, or you can have relations with the son. But the question is, which one of these men will either make a long-term commitment to you or want you as their wife? Okay, let's continue.
So why pick the dad when we can date the son?
Yes. I agree. She is funny. I agree. I feel like dating over 45, 40, 50, whatever the case may be, is like shopping on a clearance rack.
So here's the problem. You're not talking about who's on the clearance rack. What I mean by this is, are you asking or saying that dating over 5 as a woman, you're on the clearance rack, or are you saying the men are on the clearance rack? Because this is the one thing that men over 45 understand, or even in their 40s. They can always date younger if they so choose to. And you're not always their first option. But come on, let's finish up. We're listening.
Like,
not clearance.
Yes.
Not clearance, right?
I know some racks.
Well, they're dragging us through the mud up ahead.
Brother, they're dragging us, and you are saying nothing right now. You are up there with all that feminine energy. let me just say I say it correctly. You're up there with all them women and having womanly energy. But we're listening.
Man, the rough, you got to find that one piece that it's hard to find. I really honestly feel like dating over 45 and to what you said, you're a 10 and you have these men that are 7s, 5s, 4s. It's a lot.
Maybe it speaks to the ratios that's going on out there.
So, okay, let me go ahead and break this down real quick. Let's hit the big screen. All right, so, gentlemen, maybe they're talking about financial 10s because Oprah is a financial 10. She's a billionaire. But when it comes down to what we like as men, aesthetically wise, Oprah is average. And once again, there's no problem with being average. But once again, let's make sure we say this the correct way. Financially, billionaires are 10. If you're asking for aesthetics, the majority of men, we don't care. We go to work and we go take care of business. That's it. Let's figure out what else they're talking about because maybe they're all billionaires on this panel and I just don't know. That's the 10 they're talking about. I get it.
Feel empowered by that.
No, none of
Move
them.
them right
None of
now.
them.
I'm just
None of
saying.
them.
None of them.
I think it's a balance. I feel like when you're at a certain space in your life, you know what I mean? Like I've been divorced. I've been married most of my life, and you're in a certain space you don't expect or want less than, or your standards and your boundaries are different. So
here's the problem, right? Congratulations for the marriage. Sorry to hear about the divorce. But once you get back out here, you have to understand, no one likes to hear this as far as when it talks to the women. You are competing for that man. And if you want that man who's on a precipice of greatness, if you want how we like to classify ourselves, the 1%er, the 10%er, the 15%er, you have a whole line of people you will compete with for this man. That's what you need to understand. You are no longer the spring chicken you once was before. So congratulations. Either you date older or you compete. That's it. Okay, we're listening.
I personally feel like it's a lot. It's been a lot. It's been challenging, trying. It's been a lot. But
I mean, I'll help you out there, Melita.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times they expect once you reach a certain age that you're supposed to compromise and settle. And you hear that word a lot. They say, oh, you're 45, you're 48. Just take what you can get.
Here's the problem. It's not take what you can get. It's who wants you at that age. Now, once again, that doesn't mean the fact that when you're in your 40s, your 50s, even your 60s, that you can't find someone. But if you are asking for everything under the sun and the moon and the stars, you might just be single for quite some time. Because these men, once again, these men have access to it all. As I say to all my gentlemen, the goal is not to be a 10. The goal is to be a 1%er, then a millionaire, then a decamillionaire. Then if you so have the energy, 100 million. That's it. You are a bona fide 9 with 100 million. But now let's go ahead and finish this with what they're talking about.
As if you don't bring a lot to the table. Think about it for a second. As women, there's so much we have to do. You know, men, they put on a black tee, some jeans or sweatpants and sneakers and they out the door. You know, they take their little bald head. We getting hair, makeup, eyelashes, nails, waxing. We got the whole situation that we have to do only to present ourselves to someone who's subpar.
No one asked you to do all this. A lot of y'all can come out without all that. And you would still get a man. You choose to do this. That's it.
That's crazy. And then to say that we should reduce ourselves down because of the ratios, as they say. But when you talk about the ratios, we should really talk about quality women versus
that's good.
quality men. Because there's a lot of women out here, but you, Marcel, you know they ain't shit.
Oh, look at him being put on the spot. Marcel, go ahead, tell us. Oh, and he fumbled it. So there we have it. I want y'all to go check them out. Their information is down below. Please go subscribe to them. I mean, their podcast was 45 minutes long. I only took about 5-7 minutes of it. But let me just make sure I end on this note right here. Gentlemen, the goal is not to be a 10. The goal is to be a 1%er. That means if you are a 1%er, life comes easy. Not like that. I mean, financial wise, the things you want to go, the things you want to do, the places you want to go, it is all at your fingertips. And congratulations. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. The same way you pick out your car will be the same way you get to choose women because you're a 1%er. So gentlemen, I don't care if you are buck ugly. Not that I'm judging you, but the women will. As long as you understand that the goal is 1% and the goal is either dominant or competitive, you will never lose in this lifetime. And our older women who are talking in their 40s and 50s will say nothing. I'm the gentleman. And you know, as always, until the next time, drop my line.
Smooth operator, Big Sarge is a true gentleman.